Welcome to Elizabeth Plants. I'm Elizabeth, and today we are building a terrarium. So I was given this terrarium by Ferrisland. I believe that's the full company name, is Ferrisland. So they gave me this terrarium. I picked out the terrarium. I have never built a terrarium before, so I am really kind of excited to build this guy. I ordered all of the things that I believe I will need to build a terrarium. I watched a bunch of tutorials. I watched a ton of tutorials, so I think I'm a pro now. Now this is a shorter terrarium, so I bought some teeny tiny plants to go in it and some other decorative bits. Before we just jump into it, I want to say that Ferrisland was awesome and gave me a 10% discount code for you guys. So if you are looking for a cute little terrarium as well, they have a whole bunch of different designs other than this one. I just really liked this one. Then you can find that coupon code in the description box below. So let's just jump into it. What I am going to do is I'm going to tilt the camera down so that you can see my desktop instead of my face, and we'll build it together that way. Sound good? See you in a sec. All right, so this is a new angle you guys haven't seen before. You can see I've got some lovely books down here. And over here is where I am keeping all of the supplies. We've got a couple trade scantia over here for those of you who are going to ask me what these are. I've got a variegated trade scantia and then also a green one with a purple undersides. I mean, they're in the same pot over here. But this is the terrarium. I'll turn it around so that you guys can see the front of it. It's just a glass box with a lid. I love the simplistic nature of this one, which is why I picked it out. So what do we have as far as things to put in it? First, I want to note that all of the links to everything I use here will be in the description, in addition to the 10% off discount code for this terrarium and the link to this specific terrarium, if this is the one you want. So I got some soil over here. I've got some decorative stones. These are very small stones, much smaller than I realized, but they're in this bag. Then I've got some activated charcoal, some other decorative wood bits in here, and then over here I've got a whole bunch of teeny tiny plants for us to kind of play with. I am definitely going to go for something a little bit more minimal, I think, in here. So what I did as far as the plants is I ordered from, this came separate. Like, I ordered this way before I even planned on doing a terrarium. It's just a little peperomia. So I might put this guy in there. He's the only plant I have, I already had that was small enough. So maybe we'll put this guy in there and I'll give you a close-up of what it looks like. It's got pink edging on the leaf. And then I ordered just kind of a variety pack of small terrarium plants from a Etsy shop. So I had no idea what I was going to get. But I got this one, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I believe it's a trailing plant. It's a little crispy, but I'm sure being in a terrarium will help with that, and I might just trim off some of the crispy bits and let it regrow. But I'm honestly not too sure what it is. I got this dark long-leafed plant. Again, I don't really know what these are, and I don't know that they were labeled when I got them, but this is another option. We then have this spider plant, just a regular variegated spider plant. I do not believe it's a Bonnie, but it is really small, so I cannot tell. We've got this guy, which kind of looks like a peperomia of some kind, but I'm not super sure. I like this one either way. I think it's too tall for the terrarium, but I like it. And then I got one of these little palm bonsai doohickers. Not really sure what it is, but I got it. I was really hoping, because in the picture it said that wasn't going to be necessarily the plants in the image, so I made peace with that when I ordered it, knowing that full well. I was hoping for some Fittonia though, because that was in the image and I really love Fittonia. So I'm kind of bummed that there's not Fittonia, and maybe in the future I will redo this box and put Fittonia in it. I don't know. I love myself some Fittonia though. But without further ado, let's get into what I'm going to put in here. So I'm going to open it up, turn it around to face me for now. So first things first is I'm going to put some stones at the bottom. Now, a lot of the tutorials say, you know, an inch of stone, an inch of activated charcoal, and then, you know, an inch or two of soil or something like that. I don't have a tall enough terrarium for that, so I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. I think that's plenty. That might be about a ½ inch. Then next we will use the horticultural charcoal. So this is the charcoal that I use in my soil mix, which I know I haven't done a video on. I'll do a video on my soil mix eventually. But I'm just going to put approximately the same amount on top. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up, but it does put up a kind of black dust, so I will not be touching this with my hands. So next I'm going to put in some soil. So I'm going to be putting in just some regular Miracle-Gro soil. I have not added anything to this mix, and I do not plan to right now. I'm going to start with just kind of a thin layer on top of the charcoal, and then I'm going to start putting plants in, or deciding where I'm going to put the plants. Naturally, I'm going to make a mess. Awesome, so I think that's a nice start to the layers. I want to show you kind of, you see that? They're all kind of the same color. I specifically went for a black stone because I didn't really want it to stand out. I wanted the plants to be what shined. So I think what I'm going to do is try and figure out where I want to put these guys. I am going to cut some of the crispy legs down on this guy, just to, because we don't need them. It'll give him a chance to restart. I'm wondering if this is kind of like an ivy or something. It doesn't have the leaf shape of an ivy, but if you know what this is, let me know. I'm putting my trust in the company I bought these from, that they will all be good in a terrarium. So this guy's really little now that I've chopped off all the dead stuff, but I'm going to probably put him in here and hope that he trails along the bottom. And I watered these when they arrived because they were really bone dry, so they're really wet. But I pulled him out of there, and I'm just going to kind of place things in and see how I feel. These are the wood pieces that I got just a variety, so I'm just going to kind of play around with this, and we'll see what I come up with. Okay, so I kind of have decided where the plants are going to go in here, and now I'm going to put in the rest of the soil. Alright, so I've added the soil. Before I go about decorating with the wood pieces, I do want to show you kind of what I've got. So this is the design I'm going with. I tried to offset the dark plants with the light plants, especially since the dirt and everything else is so dark. So I'm kind of starting to wonder if maybe I should put some stones on top of the soil as well for aesthetic reasons. I don't see why that would be an issue. I guess you can tell me in the comments below if you know that'll be an issue. But now what I'm going to do is put some wood in here. Alright, so I have put the wood in. I put a lot of wood in. You can let me know if you feel like it's too much in the comments below. But I really like the idea of this being really interesting from all angles. So I think I'm going to just sprinkle some stone on top. I have decided. I know I'm putting it in the wrong order, but I think just having a sprinkle of texture that is different on top will be really fun for me. All right, so I guess I am done decorating or building my terrarium. I actually think this leaf keeps coming up and out the top. You know what? No, I'm not going to cut it off. I'm just going to make sure that it's in here when I close her up. I will, I guess, just show you right here and then I'll show you a close-up. So if I close her out, turn her around for you, this is my terrarium. Please let me know if you know what these plants are in the comments below. I'm not too sure about this front dark one and the one behind it. I believe this is a regular spider. It could be a Bonnie. And then I've got a peperomia ripple of some kind in this back with pink edges. So I've got a whole bunch of different wood. Again, the stone, charcoal, soil, and then I kind of sprinkled some charcoal or some stone on top. And I just ordered some fish stones. So I will include a clip right now of kind of a more close-up view of what's going on in here. So the next step with this terrarium is going to be to mist it on the inside and then close it up. So let's do that. I have a pressure mister. However, I feel like that'll be way too much for in here. So I've got a spray bottle for water that is a little bit less intense. So I'm going to use this. I'm just going to spray it down pretty thoroughly, close it up, and then if that's not enough, because I'd rather it be not enough than enough, considering all these plants were recently watered. So the soil is already moist. So if this is not enough, I'm just going to keep an eye on it for the next couple of days. So this is my terrarium. This is the first terrarium I've ever made. You can let me know in the comments down below kindly if I did this incorrectly, and if I need to redo it, or you know what these plants are. If you like this style of terrarium, it's pretty little and I love it. It's gonna go on a shelf that's out of frame up there. So I'm excited. But yeah, let me know what you think of terrariums. If you have any recommendations for keeping these guys alive and well, I obviously don't want to rot them out. So I'm going to keep a close eye in the next couple of days, considering I did recently water the small plants. Yeah, if you like terrariums, give this video a thumbs up. But remember that there is a 10% off code for you guys from Ferrisland in the description down below. I'm so excited to see your guys' terrariums. Tag me on Instagram, link in the description, when you do, so that I can see everything that you guys have created with your new terrariums. Subscribe if you want to see more planty content, get updates on this guy potentially. Yeah, I'll see you next time.